Hi, my name is Chase Petzinger, and I'm an engineer with Integrated Test and Measurement, or ITM. Today I'd like to demonstrate a topic we get a lot of questions about: configuring a National Instruments Ethernet chassis in Measurement and Automation Explorer, or MAX. In order to use a National Instruments Ethernet chassis in iTestSystem, it first needs to be configured through the NI-MAX software. To demonstrate this process, I'm going to be using an NI field deck as our Ethernet chassis. This process is the same if you're using any other NI Ethernet device. Before we begin our configuration, you should be aware of the IP settings of your chassis. If the chassis is set to have a static IP address, you will need to set your computer's IP address to be on the same subnet as that chassis in order for it to appear in NI-MAX. For example, this temperature field deck is set to 192.168.1.45. So I'm going to set my computer's IP address to have a unique compatible address for the subnet shown here. Now that my IP address is taken care of, I can launch NI-MAX directly from my test system and start configuring the field deck. In MAX, you should be able to find your device under Network Devices in the Devices and Interfaces tree area. Here we have a temperature, voltage, and strain field deck device connected directly to our computer in a daisy chain configuration. We can have up to 15 different field deck devices synchronized together, and they will all show up here under Network Devices. As you can see, I have not yet added our temperature chassis, so to do so, I will add a network device, select Find Network NI DACMX Devices. Here I can now manually enter in the IP address of my chassis, or if it's on the network, select it and press Add Selected Device. If the device does not appear, I can click the following link for NI troubleshooting tips. Next, you will need to reserve the chassis by pressing the Reserve button. This ensures that only your computer can run tasks on this device in the event that it is on a network where multiple users have access to it. The default name of the chassis will be the device type, model number, and dash serial number found in your device here. If you need to change the network settings, you can do that on the Network tab. Here you can choose the address type and other IP settings. On the Settings tab, you can edit the chassis name and verify status. Be sure to select Save to confirm any changes that you have made. You will then need to make sure that all your banks or C-Series I/O modules are listed beneath the chassis. It might take your computer a minute to load all the modules. If they are all listed, you can move on to the last step. Press the Self-Test button. If this completes successfully without any errors, then the chassis should be ready for data collection in iTestSystem. Click on Hardware and select Refresh. We will see the new devices appear. We can then choose Apply. Those devices will be populated in the configuration tree. You are now ready to start setting up your deck using these devices. If you have any questions about configuring an Ethernet chassis for use in iTestSystem, feel free to contact one of our test specialists, either through email at info@iTestSystem.com or by phone at 844-837-8797.